Hello and good morning. Welcome along to the stream. In for another round the world tour flight. And today we're still in India. We are down at Biju Patnaik Airport. That's Victor Echo Bravo Sierra. And we'll be heading along to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport in Kolkata, India. So that's Victor Echo Charlie. Just getting the last of everything set up, and then I'll get started. There we go, that's that one done. Right, okay, let's get see if we can get this plane started. Okay. I think we're about ready. We've got the flight tracking software running. Managed to turn off that voice details. We do need to get some more cylinder head temperature by the looks of it. I should have a little bit more power in. Okay, let's get out of here. me. Agent B7, welcome back to the stream. Yes, we're still on the Round the World tour. We're still down in India. We just left Big Tour VEBS Airport, and we're heading sort of northeasterly up to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport. Bit of a mouthful, that one. That's Victor Echo Charlie Charlie. Hope you're well, hope you're enjoying the flight. Flight actually hasn't been going that long. We're actually still just on the climb out from Big Tour VEBS. Funny you should say about FS Economy. I have an FS Economy account which I've been looking into recently, but I don't think I ever actually managed to do a flight for it. I couldn't figure it all out. I got a little bit impatient with the instruction manual, shall we say. I always get a little bit impatient and just want to go flying. Interesting. I'm presuming that'll be an X-plane, and you'll probably be using the new Mr. X Japan Pro scenery. Yeah, I got as far as booking flights, and then I was trying to hire an aircraft, but I didn't have any money, so I'm guessing I had to kind of go overdrawn before it would let me. I obviously had to go overdrawn to get an aircraft, and that was the part I didn't figure out. If you did want to come and join me over on the if you wanted to come and join me over on the Discord channel, I can post up a link. You can actually talk to me in there. Although obviously I am live streaming at the moment, so I'm not available to talking. I'll have to look into the instruction manual on the yeah, no problem. I will look into that FS Economy a bit more and try and work out the flights. It's not too long now. I think there's only three or four more flights in India, maybe a few more, and then we hit Nepal. And if you know a bit of world geography, you'll understand that Mount Everest is in Nepal, and I'm guessing. I did check out the flights the other day, and I can see I'm probably going to be. We're not going to be that far away from Everest, let's put it that way. So, in the upcoming flights, I will be having to pick an aircraft that can fly a bit higher. Okay, yeah, I kind of worked that bit out, but as I say, I just got a little bit frustrated at trying to get it all set up and working. by the time I was about ready to, I think I'd got it cracked. It got quite late, so I went to bed. But yeah, I'll have to take another look at it. I've always quite enjoyed flying for the virtual airlines. Kind of gave you a reason to fly. Yeah, I play many different genres, so yeah, I've kind of fallen into that trap before. I like the idea of flying more general aviation stuff as well, or working your way up to the tube liners. Makes you realise how to fly again when you're doing nav 8 to nav 8, NDBs and that sort of thing. It's all good fun. So I've got just under the hour on the estimated time en route now. 56 minutes, 55. Yeah, definitely. I agree there. General aviation can be it can be more varied, shall we say? I think because you can choose single engine, twin engine, and all sorts of varying different aircraft in between. I have been looking at other aircraft recently to swap out this round the world tour. Some of these flights I could maybe speed them up a little bit if I did them in a twin prop. I've just looked at the Challenger. I bought that aircraft quite a while ago and I realised I've never really flown it. That's a little twin jet. Okay, I'll take a look into that one. Did have a couple of VECC aircraft. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. There's some good developers out there coming up with some good aircraft. So you can spend a lot of money on add-ons. It's another nicety of X-Plane having quite a lot of free add-ons and being able to pick and choose from some of those. Hello JP Lloyd, welcome to the stream. Do I have any suggestions for flight planning products? Looking for SimBrief is, I would say, by far and away. Yeah, I completely agree with Agent B7. SkyVector and SimBrief are what you need. Personally, I use There is, as you can see in the little bottom left hand corner, there's a little product I use called EFAS, but that is payware. But a lot of my flight planning, because of the Project Fly, the little add-on that I use to track the flights around the world, that also uses SimBrief for their flights. And it's, if you've watched any of the other streamers, they'll swear by SimBrief. Some of the other real-world pilots. Oh, thanks for the follow, JP Lloyd. Some of the other real-world pilots who fly on Sims also swear by SimBrief, because it's basically exactly the same flight planning software that they use in the real world. It gives them all as little information as they need, or as much information as they need. That's the way I look at it, and it's totally free. Project Fly is not so much a flight planner. It's kind of it's not a real world airline, but it tracks your flights. You can pick flights, or you can pick destinations. You can fly flights on Project Fly, kind of like a virtual airline, but it's a mix of virtual airlines. The next step. You're very welcome, JP Lloyd. Welcome along to the flight. We are down in India. This is a round the world tour. If you haven't been along before. I will say I don't actually have a iPad. I do have a tablet. It's an Android. Can't say as I have used that one. I do have a number of tablet apps. Mine tend to be checklists, or there is an FMC plugin you can use for Zibo's Boeing 737, and I think it works on the 777 as well. It works on a few other aircraft, but that's payware. Is it payware? But the aircraft are payware. For flight, not another one I haven't used. I would thoroughly recommend EFAS. Electronic Flight Assistant, which, as I say, is the little app I've got in the bottom left, runs on the PC. Doesn't have a tablet app, but it's for me it's a much needed add-on. I'll have to put together one day a little list on my description as to what some of the add-ons I use are. And my tablet's just a cheap Chinese import off Amazon. I seem to break them as fast as I can buy them. DCS, yes, I do have DCS. I do have a number of the add-on aircraft. I do play it. I haven't played it in a little while. I haven't streamed it because I'm not particularly good at it. It takes me a long time to read instruction manuals on things. So yeah, I've struggled a little bit. I've tried all sorts of learning videos and reading the instructions, but never been particularly good at DCS. Do enjoy it though. Helicopters in X-Plane. Yes, I do. It's not my number one forte. I have done a little bit of helicopter flying. I might try and do some scenery flying soon. Try and do some reviews on some scenery. I do have the Orbix UK scenery that I would like to do some reviews on, because I do live in the UK. Mr. X Japan, having been to Japan, my sister lived there for a good number of years, and I did spend 3 months out there, so I'd like to go out and fly that. Could enjoy that in a helicopter. You may not have noticed on some of my other videos I do have a virtual VR headset. Oh yeah, the TBM. I think I've got a TBM from somebody. It may be the Alibeo Canado one. I do have a TBM. Another aircraft I should get more of. Get more time in. Well, as I mentioned to Agent, there's lots of good developers out there at the moment bringing out. Oh, thanks for hosting, Agent. But yeah, there's a bit more variety in the general aviation market. I find it's kind of limited on airliners. You've obviously got what, maybe a dozen Airbuses, maybe half a dozen Boeings. I should set up a donate button somewhere, I'm sure. I think I might have done. Yeah, it's another friend of mine mentioned that they don't really have any good Learjets. I know they're bloody expensive in real life, but no one has ever really, since they took it out on Microsoft Flight Simulator, there's never really been a good Learjet. So yeah, some good business jets would be good. Moving up a little bit, maybe going up to one of the Embraers. So yeah, there's a couple of good Embraers on the market at the moment. So just over 30 minutes into the flight, looks like we've got an estimated time en route of 45 minutes. A little bit closer to our destination. Pretty cold up here, -3. Yeah, totally with you there, JP Lloyd. I did play a lot of FSX and was a massive fan of the PMDG. Initially the Queen in the Sky is the 747, and then yes, I bought the PMDG 737, played that for years. Got very proficient at flying the Boeing in the PMDG. Moved to X-Plane, did a lot of JAR designs, A320 and his A330, so I learnt the Airbus in X-Plane. I do have a number of Boeing tube liners as well for X-Plane. 737, 747, 757, 767, 777. I never got the 787 because to me it was such a boring aircraft. Just a great big taxi. But yeah, I do miss the tube liners, having flown. I mean, I'm literally now 170 flights maybe into this round the world trip, and they've all been, well, I would say 99% of them have been general aviation aircraft. I've had a few. And yeah, Agent B7, the Arabasca Eclipse 550, another aircraft I've got, the Challenger, was one I mentioned. I've got the Citation too, but it's not one I fly very much. Yeah, when I was on the Canardo website the other day, I noticed, oh, excuse me, I noticed that Canardo do predominantly P3D aircraft. I have been a P3D user. I've seen a number of videos from people the other day where they talk about why they do P3D or why they do X-Plane. And there's pros and cons, so I'm not going to knock anyone for using one or the other. If you're into flight simming, it's all good with me, whichever one you use. If you're trying to improve your real world flight skills or just trying to improve your simulator skills, that's all good with me. There are so many pros and cons to each. And for my personal side, I enjoy the fact that there's a lot of free stuff for X-Plane, and I tend to find if I have a problem with X-Plane, it's much easier to fix. When I generally if I had problems in the past, maybe I had a lot of bad experiences with FSX, crashed the desktop, and just the sim being very unstable. P3D, I just felt expensive. A lot of people, one of the things people talk about with X-Plane, it looks very washed out, and I would agree. I do think it does look slightly washed out, but whenever I've been in an aircraft at a high level, things don't look crisp, things don't look colourful, of what I term the wow effect, where everything looks a bit cartoony, which is what, for me personally, I would say is how P3D looks. It's all a bit too crisp, a bit too colourful, for want of a better word. It's really up to self-preference what people want. It always brings to my mind a long time ago when I first started getting into X-Plane, and one of the channels, one of the chat channels that I was in, a guy sent a picture out, and it was a picture of sort of the airline stewardess coming out from the cockpit of a real aircraft. This was a cartoon base, so she's poking her head out from behind the pilot cockpit door, saying, "Does anyone know how to fly this plane? We're looking for people probably who play X-Plane as opposed to FSX, because we want people who can really fly as opposed to things looking good." And it always made me chuckle. Yeah, X-Plane, again, that's the other thing with X-Plane. You can add so much to it with ortho, with meshes, with scenery, with freeware airports, and just really, if you get into the community, yeah, there'll be other reshader solutions out there, I'm sure. All the mods and all the add-ons, they do tend to add up for me, and they'll start eventually hitting on frame rates. So you have to find that balance. It's like everything in life, it's finding that balance. But I think out of the box default, there's probably more coverage than explained. And it can look absolutely stunning sometimes when you're coming into some airports at night. P3D have made they've made some good steps in making it look as good as explained at night. So I think this the actual little bit of sea we're over at the moment is the Bay of Bengal. If we look out at the bigger map, that indicates that's the Bay of Bengal down there. Probably about halfway on our flight now. 38 minutes in, 38 minutes gone, 37 minutes to go. Virtually landing at sea level today, 16 feet of altitude. Pilot, I have flown VECC for a very, very long time. I probably got on VECC in the first year it came out, and I've always enjoyed it. It's had its ups and downs. Some days are better than others. If you get involved with the VECC events, they can be a lot of fun. Pilot Edge, I did sign up to, but unfortunately my free trial, I never actually got online to do any flying during the free trial, so I never got that set up. But again, if you're looking to improve your real world flying, I understand Pilot Edge is the way to go. Paid for subscription, but yeah, it's as close to the real world ATC as you're going to get. VECC does very much the same, but being freeware, obviously it has its ups and downs. As I say, it's not the air traffic controllers can vary, and the pilot attitudes can vary, but it's generally a very positive. And it's certainly a cheaper way of keeping your flight skills current than flying a real plane. I know the air hours don't count. And yeah, the gateway. That's I'm looking forward to the day of being an IT engineer. I think what would be nice was if the simulator. Okay, I'm going to get a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's say Laminar Research have a tie-in with Google, and basically we all fly over Google Maps, and we are pulling the data from Google Maps, so it's essentially real-world data. And then each of our individual PCs is hosting all of the files. They're all held centrally, but that then requires one aircraft that was study level. What would it be? I've got probably several aircraft. Yeah, all of them. I think some of the general aviation aircraft at lower level in X-Plane and P3D are study level, even out of the box ones. Yeah, probably a Cessna. Study level Concorde. There we go. What a nightmare that would be, trying to learn a 3-position aircraft on your own. That does give me an idea. There's an add-on for X-Plane that I think if you guys and gals have not seen, there is a add-on called Smart Co-Pilot, which allows 2 pilots to sit together. But I'm just thinking if we took that one step further, and it would allow 3 pilots to fly together, and then you could have 3 pilots piloting Concorde, or maybe say the B-29 Super Fortress. I've got that from Vertavia. But yeah, study level Concorde. Cool. I can see that being quite a big instruction manual. I'm sure there was a broken add-on a while back. There was a glass cockpit Concorde. They'd taken a Concorde and they'd made it all glass cockpit and made it a whole lot easier to fly. It's still a difficult aircraft to fly, but it was a whole lot easier with glass cockpit. Again, helicopters for me in these sims have they've never quite felt quite right. I understand they are tremendously difficult to fly in real life. I had some fun in the helicopters in DCS. I did have yeah, they don't feel right in X-Plane. They definitely never felt right in FSX, and I don't suppose they feel right in P3D. DCS doesn't do a bad job, but I think with DCS you have so many automated systems, you're barely flying it. Yeah, the UH-1 Huey, that was one of the ones I got. I'm trying to remember the other one I bought. It was the attack chopper. There was a KA-50 shot. Because that thing was all in Russian, that was a bit tricky. Because I originally had the KA-50 game. I think that was the first sim they brought out. And it eventually progressed on to DCS World and what we've got now. Agent B7, thanks ever so much for joining. You take good care, and we'll see you again soon. Good night. Yeah, the DCS model for many of the aircraft is very, very good. For me, it's a bit too expensive. Not only for buying stuff, but also the time required to learn all the systems. It's kind of one of those. I think it's one of those sims where you very much specialise in one aircraft. Well, I know DCS is free out of the box, but if you want to fly any of the decent aircraft, it starts getting very expensive. Yeah, another aircraft I had that I never really got to learn how to fly, the A10C. I think the Spitfire, I didn't do too bad in the Spitfire. I just had about 5 pages. Put the throttle forward, pull the stick back, press the button to fire. The checklists, they're very useful. I mean, real aircrafts, what's they're like. I know in the 737 and the 747, if you're actually following the checklist pretty thoroughly, it can take a good 15-20 minutes before you're getting anywhere near powering the engines on. I guess that's another part of the general aviation flying that I enjoy. It's a quicker time to start up, a quicker time to get into the air. Call me a Nintendo fun player, but I generally like to get things moving quite quickly, and if I need to step away, it's nice to be able to. Tube liners can be a hell of a lot of boring hours just sitting at 32,000 feet or 35,000 feet. I have literally done thousands of hours probably crossing the pond and flying around the world in tube liners. It's nice to fly around the world and get to see a bit of it, lower level for general aviation. Yeah, I do remember the TBM. You've got more or less like a start engine button, or like push the button and it gets the aircraft more or less up to everything running. I think I will move up to a slightly... I've thoroughly reviewed this aircraft now, this Ovation Mooney M20R. I think it's time to move up to something a bit bigger and a bit faster, but I'm undecided as to what to use. I think it might be the TBM 750 I've got, is that right? Would that be? I suppose I could go and look in my downloads folder. Gulfstream from? Why have I got a Gulfstream? Okay, I might have to check that out. Where am I going to find a TBM? Challenger I've got. The Havillands, or the Douglas DC-3. Yeah, X Aviation. I don't. I made the mistake of buying one product from there once before. I won't ever buy anything from X Aviation ever again. A personal preference on that one. I have got a TBM somewhere, but I can't at this precise moment. Nothing particularly bad happened. It was the J roll-on Jetstream 32, I think, and I bought it because it was on sale. I bought it on X Aviation once because it was on sale, and I wanted to use it in Smart Copilot, but X Aviation ended up about they wouldn't release the patch. Xplane.org was on one version, but X Aviation was on another version. And I, as an X Aviation purchaser, couldn't install the patch that I wanted to install because they hadn't released it, and it went across the forums because it was like, why are X Aviation not releasing the update that will bring it up to the same level as everyone else on the internet? And they just didn't. They just took their merry time about it. About 6 months later, they finally released the update for it. But I felt because I'd purchased the product, I was a product owner. So I acquired another copy of the aircraft via the explain.org site, which meant I could apply the patches. Yeah, it was a bad experience. It frustrated the hell out of me because I really wanted to use Smart Co-Pilot with my friend to fly this aircraft, and we couldn't. And I kind of sort of felt I'd wasted my money a little bit. And being an IT engineer, I tried everything I could to get the patch to apply to the version I had, but it just... Another thing was the way it installs. X-Aviation products install into an X-Aviation folder and then subsequently create the same files as you would see in Explain inside an X-Aviation folder, and that doesn't work very well with Smart Co-Pilot wants the file structures to be exactly the same behind. So my aircraft generally sit in their own folder within the aircraft folder, whereas I had an aircraft folder, an X-Aviation folder, then another aircraft folder, then the aircraft folder, and it was messing things up no end, and nothing I could do would make it work. It was frustrating, and I learnt my lesson. I won't buy anything from X-Aviation, and that's my own personal preference. I don't dislike the company, I wouldn't put them off. We ended up just using another aircraft, that was all. Got round it. But it was certainly, if you've got someone you can fly with, that's Smart Co-Pilot for X-Plane is something. During these flights, all sorts of different things. Maybe, hopefully, chat to people who are on the flight with me. Otherwise, I drink coffee, smoke cigarettes. Maybe go and put some washing on. I've been doing quite a lot of these flights at the weekend, so sometimes I'll go and throw some washing in the washing machine, just keep an eye on the flight. Do little house chores. I would be on YouTube, but unfortunately it picks it up on the stream, so I don't want someone else's video in the background. I'd have to mute it. But yeah, I watch all sorts of different stuff on YouTube, from planes landing. Is it VAS Aviation, the one that they release more or less daily, some air traffic control, either some catastrophe or some pilot arguing with air traffic control, or whatever the daily air traffic control news is. I quite often keep up with that. Do I admit that I try and keep up with the UK Brexit news and how badly our politicians are screwing that up? I don't even want to go into that one. Do not get onto politics on this channel. Topic that would probably be on quite a few people's minds is the age-old question: why are we here? What brought us here? EFAS, I believe the demoware is free, but it only works around Seattle. You get 15 minutes around Seattle and then it stops working. So yes, EFAS is the payware one that I've got. That's the one in the bottom left. Just expand it up for you so you can see it. Hang on, in the corner. So that's my EFAS software. Taco Tuesday. Well, welcome along to the flight, whatever it is. It's nice to have some passengers on board. Right, we need to start considering going downwards. So we need to be down at about 2,000 feet. That's what it's all about, the simulator community and just the gaming community in general. It's all about sharing, having fun, keeping it interesting. And everybody likes to socialise, do things together. I'd love to have more pilots along for the ride as co-pilots. It's always good to have someone who can interact with the aircraft. You can maybe say to them, I'm stepping away to get a coffee, you're in control. Aircraft's yours, so to speak. You'll generally find me on the weekends, and I do have a day job, unfortunately, which I have to try and hold down. So I try to be on at the weekends, and sometimes in the week I will try and do a flight, but it's kind of a bit hit and miss. I know I should have a more of a routine. There we go. I'll try and be on more often. I'm trying to build the stream up, get people interested. That's right, we're on the descent, 15 minutes out from our destination airport. Victor Echo Charlie Charlie. On the let's have a look at that destination airport. So we'll be coming in, flying more or less on the northerly heading. Let's check the weather, make sure one left it says we should be landing on, no METAR or TAF. If you're coming back into X-Plane after a bit of a break, one of the other products I would thoroughly recommend would be something called X Organizer. It's not actually, doesn't interact with a flight, so to speak. What it does, it allows you to organize, it'll auto arrange your scenery packs.ini. If you've been installing scenery, you'll have come across the scenery packs.ini file that you have to keep scenery the right levels. You have to keep the airports at the top and the meshes at the bottom. But this X Organizer does all of that for you automatically, and you can switch them off and on very quickly. And it will tell you if you've got conflicts between aircraft, between airports. If such and such an airport is overwriting another airport, or is clashing with another scenery file, possibly missing a library. I've been using it for probably two years now, and every flight I use now, I start with X Organizer, because it starts X-Plane for you once you're happy with all the scenery layers and the mods and that sort of thing. It's freeware, you can get it from xplane.org. It's for X-Plane 10 and 11. You just point it at your X-Plane folder, and it pretty much does everything for you. The one thing you have to keep an eye out for, some sceneries will come in at the very bottom saying needs attention on the scenery page. So those are the ones you need to go in and check why it needs attention. Right, looks like we're coming up on Kolkata. I'm going to presume, and it's rather presumptuous of me, but I'm going to guess that this used to be what the British called Calcutta, but I'm not going to swear by that. Just the name Kolkata makes me think, because the British, when they took India over, they butchered a lot of the names of the places, and I think now India's back in its own rule. They've put the place names back to what they originally were. So Calcutta went back to being Kolkata, but I could be totally wrong. My geography of this part of the world is probably not as good as it could be. We're just looking out for our airport. I'm seeing the river, so it's going to be, I think it's probably going to be somewhere like there, but I could be wrong. That's my guess, my rough estimate. 11 minutes to the destination. Looks like the airport's just started appearing now. Looks like we might actually have a bit of an airport to land at today. Another add-on to get for X-Plane. If you do a lot of general aviation flying around the world, another add-on I would recommend would be the 25,000 prefab airports. This adds another 25,000 airports to X-Plane. So some of these, I know some of these ones that I've been landing at have been those prefab airports, so rather than just being an airstrip in the middle of nowhere, they do add some buildings and some, it's kind of auto-generated scenery, I guess is the way. The guy has let a robot go around and draw a lot of the airfields. They won't be brilliant quality, but it does mean you do have some. Why have I lost? I've lost the heading knob in this aircraft. I used to have a heading knob here. It's not there. Why is it not there? Strange. So I can't see my HDI. Now, try something. If this is going to work, I might break everything. Trying to reload the current aircraft, see if it will give me my heading bug back. That's not good. Note yourself, don't try and reload the aircraft in the middle of a flight. Turn it down a bit as well, forgot about that. be on the left runway. Makes a change to be able to see the airport from this far out. Normally it's been shrouded in mist the last several flights. They are quite high. I would like to get some flaps out and some wheels down, but letting that airspeed bleed off now. That's the flaps. Adding a little bit of power. Gear going down. Clicking in some trim so we don't have to keep pulling back. Looking good. Back on the joystick anymore, so just get a quick for the turnout points on the runway at the moment. Sort of gauging where I want to touch down. I've probably got pretty low on the glide slope. I hope that's not the windsock at the touchdown point, but it may well be. Pretty stiff. 67 feet per minute on that one. Looking for a turn off point. We're not going to make that one. Flaps up. I think we've got another turn up point coming up. Touch Brakes, yeah, we're all good. We are down. Welcome to Netaji Shabasi. Oh, a bit quick. Should have been a little bit slower on that, but there we go. Quite an airport we got here. Huge airport. Pretty well done. Yeah, we might have to get this filled with aircraft for next time. We're going to go straight ahead. Okay, that's been a fantastic flight. I want to thank the passengers for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks to the subscribers. Any YouTube viewers, if you're watching this back at a later date, of course you can always hit the subscribe button. The bell icon will tell you when we're doing the next flight. And as always, we're always looking for a good thumbs up. Always helps the channel. You can always give us a thumbs down as well if you don't like it. All helps the channel. Thanks very much. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.